Oh, hey, looks like you noticed my Hawaiian shirt here. Well, that's because I live in what's called the Midwest of America. And today, I'm pretending that I live in Hawaii. Kind of like how there are some PlayStation fans pretending that Starfield is still coming to PlayStation. But in all seriousness, it seems that the gigantic bold letters that read Xbox exclusive on the key art for Starfield during Xbox's E3 showcase just wasn't enough to convince some of these people that it was really an Xbox exclusive. I mean, for a while there, well over 2 months, it seemed like we were in a spot where it was kind of understood that Starfield and other Bethesda games going forward would not be releasing on other platforms outside of the Xbox ecosystem. Because let's be honest, Xbox couldn't have possibly been more upfront and direct when they announced this. But unfortunately, or I suppose fortunately, if you've got a weird sense of humor like myself, it seems like there are still these people who are clinging to this idea that Starfield is in fact coming to PlayStation 5. And honestly, this is getting a little pathetic at this point, but at the same time, it is quite hilarious to me. So I figured, why not make a quick video and just talk about it? So let's get right into the intro and talk about some exclusivity.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
Well, we all remember back at Xbox's E3 showcase where they opened with Starfield and followed with the Starfield key art being plastered with the words Xbox exclusive. And for a while there, it seemed like everyone was on the same page. The pill had been swallowed, and people were starting to move on with their lives after accepting and understanding that Starfield would in fact be an Xbox exclusive. Well, earlier this week I logged into Twitter and saw a Twitter account once again grasping at straws from Pete Hines' quotes that he thought suggested that Starfield and other future Bethesda games would in fact be coming to PlayStation 5. Now, unbeknownst to me, this kind of thing still happens every day on Twitter. Apparently, I just don't see it often enough to think anything of it. But what makes this specific Twitter account's post so juicy is the fact that both Pete Hines and Aaron Greenberg replied to his tweet, once again confirming that Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. And you're thinking, well, that's good. I'm sure this is where the video ends and everyone agrees that Starfield is an Xbox exclusive, right? Well, you're wrong.
No way. Not this time.
Because someone replied to Aaron Greenberg's tweet suggesting that Greenberg was using clever wording to suggest that Starfield is only a quote-unquote launch exclusive and will actually come to PS5 later. And what takes us to an entirely new level of humor, at least in my opinion, is that Aaron Greenberg replied to someone who asked if it was a timed exclusive and said this: "We have tried to be as clear as possible, not a timed exclusive. This is simply where the game is being made." Now, I could drag this video out and show you horrible reply after horrible reply of these copium-addicted Twitter accounts, but I value both my time and your time too much to bother you with the rest of this. Because there is a conclusion here that we can all come to. The conclusion that Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. Point blank period. There's no timed exclusivity, there's no loopholes, it is what it is. And the only way Starfield ends up on PlayStation is if Sony greenlights Xbox Game Pass on their platform. And they've already said they don't want it there, so I wouldn't count on that happening anytime soon. And it's safe to conclude that if Starfield, the biggest new IP from Bethesda in the last 20 years, isn't coming to PS5, then I think it's safe to say that neither is Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5. But now questions have been raised after QuakeCon a few weeks ago with the announcement of a Quake remaster and a Skyrim Anniversary Edition, both of which are coming to PS5. And I think that this is actually relatively easy to understand. Xbox wants to get these people hooked on these series so that when Elder Scrolls 6 or a Quake reboot is announced, as an Xbox exclusive, people will be ready and willing to dive into the Xbox ecosystem to get their fix. Honestly, I think it's a pretty basic but brilliant plan. And let's not forget that if Sony purchased ZeniMax, this whole exclusivity topic wouldn't even be a question that comes up. People would automatically know that everything is exclusive to PlayStation from here on out. A good example is Sunset Overdrive, made exclusively for the Xbox ecosystem back in 2015. Well, Insomniac was acquired by Sony a while back, and there have been Sunset Overdrive teases here and there ever since. And I know for a fact that if they do a remaster or a sequel to that game, I'm gonna have to play it on my PS5. I accept that, and I have absolutely no problem with it. In fact, that's the sole reason I have my PS5 is for the exclusives. So I guess I just find it strange that people are still clinging onto this false hope that Starfield will be on PS5. But hey, if people want to do it, then who am I to stop them? Like I said in the intro, this is pretty funny to me seeing the amount of mental gymnastics these folks are doing to convince themselves that they are right. But that's all I got for this video, and let me know what you guys think about all this. And in fact, I've got a good question for you folks. When do you think we will hear about Elder Scrolls 6? See, I always imagined it would be the E3 after Starfield's release, or the 2023 Game Awards. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Leave a like if you liked the video, and please remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you're enjoying the content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.